Hey, hello everyone. Today we're gonna be reacting about the cost of living, which is kind of insane right now at this moment, not only in the United States but all around the world. Let's check it out. Let's give our opinion on some of these things.
Living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive. Like I
He's not wrong on that. It's crazy the way that everything's so expensive these days. Just think about it. We all know renting, housing, and all that is very expensive, but think about it, car insurance. Insurance in general is just kind of ridiculous right now.
I feel like my life as soon as I wake up is literally just me putting down a credit card and it's just a tab. And life is a bartender. And it's just like, what are you gonna have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh really? Well, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where like I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy, and then all of a sudden I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got.
He's not wrong on that when it comes to that. Yeah, these phones they can hear everything, they listening the whole time, but uh you know what? Privacy is a big thing, but if they're gonna make my life easier, go for it. Just hopefully they don't use this information for bad things. But and not only that, you can change the settings on your phone for that.
To buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, it's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive and then also just every
Prices from 2018 compared to 20.
Guys, this is a good one. This is a good one because that's the best time to compare 2018, 2019, that time before the pandemic. This is gonna blow your minds.
2024. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in 2018 was $900 a month. In 2020,
Just FYI, guys, the average rent in the area that I am in the state of Rhode Island for a one bedroom in 2018, it was probably 550 bucks. It was probably 550 bucks. I remember before we got this house in 2018, I was renting a one bedroom apartment with all bills included, electricity, heating. I had laundry in my apartment, and I was paying $700. $700 for everything, all the utilities included. Right now, believe me, you're not gonna find that deal. Right now, I see it over here. A bedroom is $700. So just think about it. It's probably around that price right now for a one bedroom around here, uh, which is insane. It's insane that a one bedroom is $1,500. How much money you got to be making? How much money you got to be making right now?
before it was $1,500. A house on average was $375,000 in 2018, compared to a whopping $515,000 in
I know we talking about average over here, but over here, most of the houses, and for the regular middle class, lower middle class, they were on the 300,000, way on the 300,000, and now you go for the same house, it's just insane. You're gonna be paying easy in the 500s, probably around these prices or even more expensive.
2024. The average gas prices was $2.50 in 2018 compared to $4 a gallon in 2024. A gallon of milk was $2.90 in 2018 compared to $4.50 a gallon in 2024. A Big Mac meal was $6.50 in 2018 compared to a high $11 in 2024.
That's actually insane when it comes to the fast food. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just kind of crazy. Fast food used to be the place that you used to go and actually get fast food for a for a reasonable price. So you actually didn't have to spend money in your house. But right now it's just doesn't make sense.
4. The average electricity bill was $100 a month in 2018 compared to $150 a month in 2024. A new car on average was $30,000 in 2018. In 2024, a new car is $45,000 on average. A loaf of bread was only 120.
Well, we all know when it comes to the car prices. Obviously, the supply and demand and the low interest back in 2021, 2020, that drove the prices on everything. So, yeah, cars don't make sense. The new cars, the prices right now, that's something that eventually I'm probably gonna make a video just on cars, especially car payments. I don't have a car payment right now, thank God.
28 in 2018. Now a loaf of bread is twice that much. A box of cereal was only $3 in 2018. Now a small box is $5 in 2024. Oh, how prices have changed in such little time. Prices from 2018 compared to 20.
The millennials and Gen Zers who are complaining that they
This guy is probably I love this guy. This is one of the best TikToks explaining when it comes to the prices. Just guys, look at this. You guys probably saw these around, probably around somewhere. It's just kind of insane the prices.
can't buy a house are not working for minimum wage. These are people making 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year who can no longer afford a house. But minimum wage workers are also complaining because they can't afford rent. If you look back to 1980, the rent was $243. Minimum wage was $3.10, meaning your monthly gross was $496. So to rent this apartment, it would be 48.9% of your gross income back in 1980. But let's fast forward to 2024. The average rent is $17.47. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, giving you $11.60.
That is freaking insane. But let's just keep. Wow. And if you're watching right now, just take a moment, like the video if you like the content, and please subscribe. We're gonna be releasing more videos coming up.
You can't even get an apartment with the federal minimum wage. But let's be generous and double the federal minimum wage because people at Walmart and fast food joints are making $14.50 to $15. So $14.50 would bring you to $23.20. So technically you're making more, but this is your gross, and it'd be 75% of your gross income, making double the federal minimum wage in 2024. But let's take it even a step further. ZipRecruiter said that the starting pay for college graduates is $24 an hour. So that would be $38.40 a month. So someone with a bachelor's degree could afford this one bedroom apartment, but it would be 45.4% of their gross income. A college graduate is spending the same amount of their income on rent as the minimum wage worker in 1980 did. Roughly the same. And the minimum wage worker in 1980 put on a hat, learned skills for 2 weeks, and started their job. A bachelor's degree spent 4, 5, 6.
Guys, that's another thing when it comes to college. I always tell people, and because I did it, I was done with high school and I went straight to college. Sometimes that's not the greatest idea. I'm telling you, for personal experience, it's not the greatest idea. Sometimes it's better just to take a little break to make sure that you actually are going to take on a career and you're just not going there for fun. Uh, I don't know. A lot of people when it comes to these loans, student loans, it's just kind of ridiculous right now. These payments are like mortgages sometimes. Well, let's continue.
Years of their life in school and 50, 60, $70,000 and now have to spend the same amount of money on rent as a minimum wage worker did in 1980. The millennials and Gen Zers who are complaining that they
This is how much a single person needs to make to live comfortably in the 10 highest cost of living areas in the United States for 2024. And the last one is the worst. Number 10 is Oakland, California at $118,768. Number 9 is Seattle at $119,392. Number 8 is San Francisco at $119,500.
I mean, I guarantee you that taking out New York, obviously, taking out New York, Boston, and Miami, it's probably most of these expensive markets are probably in the West Coast, which is crazy.
$158. Number 7 is Chula Vista, California, $122,803. Number
That's
6 is San Diego at $122,803. Are we starting to notice a trend here? Number 5 is Boston at $124,966. Number 4 is Santa Ana, California.
yeah, Boston, guys. I live around 45 minutes away from Boston. Believe me, it's very expensive. It's a very expensive place.
$126,797. Number 3 is Irvine, California at $126,797. Number 2 is San Jose, California at
California, what's going on? You're taking almost every single spot.
$136,000.
Obviously, the people in California make more money when it comes to a lot of technology work down there. So yeah,
$739. And number 1 goes to New York City at $138,570.
yeah, New York City is kind of insane. It's actually ridiculous. Try to go with 138,000 to rent an apartment in actually New York City. They're gonna laugh at you. You actually need to make like a crazy amount of money. New York City is a different animal because the way that they qualify you to get an apartment is so weird. They count in how many times the rent you do per month or something like that, or a year. It just doesn't make sense.
If you're one of the 71 million Americans who receive Social Security or SSI benefits, or you know someone who does, you're going to want to pay attention to this because those 71 million people are about to start seeing a little bit more money in their monthly check. Today, the Social Security Administration announced Social Security and SSI recipients will be getting a 3.2% COLA increase.
Really, a 3.2% increase in 2024. I haven't seen anything that has been going up only 3% a year, but I digress.
The cost of living in 1924 versus 2024.
Yeah, I get it. But we're talking about 100 years ago, and now with the technology, a lot of things are more efficient.
The cost of living in 20.
Some things are cheaper, some things are more expensive. Let's look at this one. It seems that this video was created with artificial intelligence. Let's look at it.
2024. The average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in a city is $1,800, or outside the city for $1,200. On average, monthly grocery costs for one person is $500. The average cost of a house is around.
Yeah, groceries. Groceries are just ridiculous. I remember back in the days, and when I said back in the days, 5 6 years ago, $500 or $600. No, what? Not even $500 or $600. $300. You would go and get 2 carts full of groceries. Now $300, literally you're gonna have maybe 1 cart. It's just that it's ridiculous.
Hey, U.S. government here. So here's the situation. So our population is dipping below the replacement level, and as the U.S. government, we can't have that. So your responsibility now is to have children for us. Okay, yeah, no, not a problem. So I just have a couple questions. For one, are you going to help with the housing market crisis that's going on right now? Because a lot of my generation cannot afford a $400,000 house.
That's correct. When it comes to having kids, it's like how people they can barely make it themselves. And how is that they're gonna be having kids? I get it. I get it. It just having kids right now is it's not like back in the 1980s or 70s or whatever. Our grandparents or parents that they could have like literally just the father working and the mother will stay home with the kids with like 7 kids and they will be able to have a decent life.
No. Okay. How about putting a cap on rent? Because $1,500 for rent is severely out of budget. No.
uh Cap on rents. It, it doesn't work. The issue with that is because it comes to supply and demand, and plus, if you think about it, part of this is part of the government too, because they are raising the property taxes in most of the communities. I got like a crazy amount of increase over here, a percentage increase on the property taxes, and just think about insurance and all that and maintenance. So one thing leads to the other. It's like a domino effect.
Okay. What about helping with medical bills? Because, going to all those prenatal appointments and then actually
Medical bills. Good luck. Yeah, it's not even a good idea to get sick right now. Nope.
living on $1,200 a month.
$1,200 a month. This is about to be good, guys. I'm watching all these TikToks at the same time that you're watching it. These are my just my regular reaction. I haven't seen none of these before, but this let's see what she says over here.
Should be outlawed. Like the very fact that there are people in America in 2024 that's living on $1,200 a month and that's all that they get is absolutely insane to me. But it's only one way they're doing it, and I'm gonna tell you about how. The income that people are receiving for $1,200 a month is Social Security. And according to this article, they're saying that Social Security is expected to run out in 2035. Now, while that sounds like a long time away, I remember when I was a kid and I used to see on the news.
And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people that I know, they don't they don't get $1,200 for Social Security. Believe me, they get way less than that. But I don't know.
I've locked in my budget for living in Bangkok, Thailand for 2024. Along with my budget, I'm going to give you guys a condo tour of where I'm living. So,
Guys, I know living abroad is could be way cheaper for the money. That's when you're making American money or you're making dollars. Let's put it like that. We think that is very cheap for us, but I'm telling you, at the same time, you are. I'm not talking against tourism and all that and going to other places. I'm an immigrant over here in the United States, and it's the same that I go to Dominican Republic. I think things are cheaper, obviously, but when we go to other places and we spend all this money and we just think that is that cheap, sometimes we're just making it harder for the people, for the local people. So we have to be careful about that too.
let's go. I'm going to start by telling you upfront what my monthly budget is and then give you the cost breakdown. So, my monthly budget for living in Bangkok, Thailand for 2024 is just over $3,800 a month. And here's how it all adds up. My rent is $1,500 a month.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy. That's a lot of money even for the people over here. $1,500. He probably lives right in downtown. Very. It looks like a very nice apartment. But I bet you can get cheaper things for that. You said $1,500, but $1,500 for people in other countries is a lot of money. I'm telling you.
And I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit, which is 1,000 square feet. And I live right off the main Sukhumvit in the trendy Tungloor area. For utilities, my electric bill is $120 a month. My water bill is $7 a month. And my high-speed Wi-Fi internet is $30 a month. My cell phone with a US number is $100 a month. And my international health insurance is $200 a month. Next, let's get into transportation. For taking taxis, Grab, and the BTS, my total transportation cost for the month is $100.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Still a lot of money.
I want to buy my first house. And I feel like I'm making plenty of money to be able
I love these videos, guys, with these animations.
to afford a home. But I can't. Rent is too expensive. Health insurance is too expensive. Car payments are too expensive. Everything is too expensive to even think about saving up money for a down payment for a house. And every single time that I talk to anyone about this issue that's over the age of 40, all they tell me is, well, why don't you work harder? Why don't you get a second job? Why don't you work on the weekends? I do! All I do is work! Just because you bought a house.
Guys, I get it. It's not only working hard. Sometimes you gotta be in this. You gotta be lucky. Sometimes I always say that success comes with being lucky and being persistent and working on your dreams. But I know it's just not like working hard. It doesn't work like that. And putting a down payment together when you literally just making it by living paycheck to paycheck, eh, it's not doable. The good thing there is a lot of cities in the United States that they give you a system when it comes to down payment and all that for the first time home buyers. That might be something that people have to look into it when they get a job and they start looking for housing and all that.
In 1974, for a walnut and a penny doesn't mean that we can do the same thing. We can't do that anymore. I mean, these people used to make $25,000 a year in the 1970s, and the average price of a home was $25,000. You could buy a home with a year's pay. And today, the average person makes $59,000 a year, and the average price of a home is $415,000. We can't just work harder anymore. It doesn't work like that anymore. I want to buy my first.
Top 10 cheapest states to live in 2024. After news just broke that home prices reached
Let's see. This sure we're good.
a new all-time high and are now 47% higher than they were in 2020, affordable housing has more demand than ever. So here are 10 states where the American dream is still alive. In this list is also factored cost of living. So you'll see a lower
I
median home
guarantee
value
you
plus a low
a lot of Midwest properties. I mean, states.
cost of living. Number 10 is Ohio. Median home price 100.
Guys, I never been in Ohio, but I hear a lot of good things about Ohio. I know people that live in Ohio. My brother lived in Ohio for a little bit, I think, in the Cleveland area, and he said it's pretty affordable. 180,000 over here where I live, you would maybe the land you'll get for 180,000.
$180,000. Number 9, Kentucky, 173,000. Number 8, Oklahoma, median home value $168,000. 7, Delaware, median home price is a little bit more, $300,000, but low cost of living. 6, Indiana, median home value $182,000. 5, Louisiana, median home value $192,000. Number 4, Arkansas, seeing a lot of people move there right now. Median home value $162,000. 3, Mississippi, median home value $140,000.
Guys, not for nothing. Uh, I think I will move to most of those, but when it comes to Louisiana and Mississippi, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be going there. No offense, if you are from Mississippi, but yeah, it's just no. It wouldn't be my type.
55,000. Number 2, Alabama, median home value $172,000. And number 1, cheapest state to live and buy a home in, West Virginia.
West Virginia. Actually, I had a lot of good things. I can't remember if I've been to West Virginia or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Smart Asset just looked at how much it costs to live comfortably in 99 U.S. cities. On average, they found a single adult will need to make $96,500 a year. A family of 4.
Guys, I get it. This is an average because there is people that are gonna be making I don't know $5 million and people that's gonna be making 20,000, but $96,500 to live comfortably. It's kind of crazy. Not a lot of people is making that's technically six figures, and six figures, but you haven't even take taxes and all the BS. I don't know. Let's see.
2 adults and 2 children need to make $235,000 a year.
Here is a cost breakdown of my 60 by 40 barndominium in under 2 minutes. Excavation, driveway, and gravel, $24,500.
Yeah,
Power, water, and septic,
that's pretty cool.
$3,800.
She is not the only millennial doing this.
Move to a secondary city. Do it now. I lived in LA and I lived in New York for 10 years. It was great. It did what it needed to do for my hustle and my grind. When you hit 30, move to a secondary city. Literally do it. You'll save money. You'll have.
She's right on a lot of things when it comes to that. I never been to. I mean, I never been to California, but New York City, I've been plenty of times. I never lived there, but I have family there, and I travel there a lot. I don't know. I when when I was in my when I was a teenager, my dream was to live in New York City, and now I would not go and live in major cities. Maybe, early 20s when you have that energy, but no, now. I just want to settle down now.
A more comfortable lifestyle. Your body will thank you because like we're getting up there. We need a little bit more space, a little bit more air to breathe, some trees. Look into secondary cities, people.
There's a wave of young people leaving big cities, and Bank of America actually did a survey to see which of those cities they are. These cities include Los Angeles, where the average home sale price is $1 million.
Yeah, and the reason why is the young people leaving because technically we are the people. I mean, the least amount of money. You actually start doing good. The average person start doing good probably after they're in, I don't know, early 30s, mid 30s. That's when you start like getting the job that you want and all that. But I don't know. It's,
Was Poppy Allen back again? And the last time I showed you a map that consisted of what you need to make to live comfortably within each state in the year 2024. This time I'm back with a map that shows you the median income.
guys, this is a good video. This is a good one. The only issue where I see with like the very expensive states when you think about it, for example, California or Massachusetts, which is crazy that Massachusetts is one of the most expensive places in the United States. Obviously, not everywhere in Massachusetts, but you need to make 120,000. Or in California, you have to make 124,000, and then the house is $1.2 million. What doesn't make sense? Even if you literally just work to pay your mortgage, to pay your house early, and let's say that you don't pay for food, you don't pay for anything. After taxes and everything, it's gonna take you wow 20 years. I don't know, not 20 years, maybe 15 years to pay it up, maybe less. It's just I don't know. It doesn't make sense. These prices. Let's look at the video.
Income of each state in 2024. And on the previous map, the states that you needed to make the most and to live comfortable were California and Massachusetts. In California, you needed to make 114K to live comfortable. Massachusetts, you needed to make 116K to live comfortable. Now, here's the median income of those two states. The median income in California is 124K. Median income of Massachusetts is 126K. This time on this map, um, the highest median income is 162K in Washington D.C., and the lowest is in Mississippi with
The funny part about the highest, DC is the highest, and the median income is 162K because all the politicians go to Washington, and that's how they get the money. Makes sense.
47K. And it's crazy because I believe that what you needed to be what you needed to make to live comfortable in Mississippi, I believe was like around 80K.
All right, guys. I hope you like this video, and just make sure to subscribe, leave a like, a comment. Thank you guys for watching.